Welcome back to Theme Park Wizard, and if you haven't checked out my Splash Mountain review, it'll be linked on the top right corner. You should definitely go check that out. But today is all about Harry Potter, and I'm going to name my top 5 Harry Potter rides. Keep in mind there are only 5 Harry Potter rides at the Universal Resorts, and since there are lots of duplicates, I'm not doing like each version, it is just a general ride. So like Forbidden Journey, Flight of the Hippogriff, those rides are all at the Universal parks around the world, and then of course there's 2 exclusive to Orlando, which I'll include in this top 5 as well. So let's get started. Before we get started real quick though, I do want to say, absolutely beautiful music. I absolutely love that. This is the soundtrack in the back is the courtyard music, and then eventually the ride queue music for Harry Potter Forbidden Journey. If you want the full soundtracks, these I'll link them in the description below. Let's go get started though. Number 5 on my list for today is Flight of the Hippogriff, and it might be quite obvious as to why this is my number 5. The ride is literally 30 seconds long. That's it. 30 seconds of actual ride time. I think the actual ride time is like a minute when you include the lift hill, but that's it. It's the shortest ride I feel like Universal's ever made. Honestly, it actually probably is the shortest ride at any Universal theme park. If there's one shorter, comment the ride below. But to my intention, this is like Universal's shortest ride, especially definitely shortest coaster. And simply because of that, it's my number 5. Though, for it being such a short coaster, impressive theming. They have Hagrid's hut right there, and the animatronic Hippogriff, which is super, super cool. This ride was originally a retheme of course, the things called Magic Flyers, or whatever kiddie coaster was at part of the Lost Island section of Islands of Adventure. They just rethemed it to Hagrid's, but then they copied it everywhere else. Much better, or not Hagrid's, to Flight of the Hippogriff, but they copied it everywhere else. Impressively themed coaster, just I wish it was a little bit longer. If you were to say Flight of the Hippogriff, or the Gadget Go coaster from Mickey's Toontown, I'd probably say Flight of the Hippogriff is more better themed because you have the castle right there. But I think length, the Gadget Go coaster is a little bit longer. Number 4 is the Hogwarts Express. Some people may think this is just a transportation system, but it's really a ride as well. You can take it only if you have a park hopper between Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. It takes you between Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley. And it's an immersive ride / transportation system, and they use the magic windows feature, so you go through backstage areas, but when you're on the train itself, the train makes it seem like, you do the technology in the windows, that you're traveling from Hogwarts to Diagon Alley, then Diagon Alley back to Hogwarts. It's really pretty cool, and it really feels like you're on the Hogwarts Express, going across that massive bridge and through the beautiful countryside of London and the Wizarding World. Number 3 is, well, the classic and ride that started it all with Flight of the Hippogriff, and that is Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. That's where this music is coming from, and everything about the ride is just so good. It has the most incredible immersive theming, at least at Universal Studios Hollywood has incredibly immersive theming. This ride and the icon, this castle, Hogwarts Castle, and Hogsmeade, but really the Hogwarts Castle and the ride system, the Kuka Arm ride system, it revolutionized the theme park industry, and has, like, the theming alone has contributed to lands such as Pandora, the World of Avatar, and Cars Land at Disney parks, as well as the forthcoming Super Nintendo World at Universal Parks as well, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They did it because of this ride. This ride has the most immersive queue. It's the talking pictures, the castle halls. It really feels like you're in Hogwarts, and that's why they allow you to do a castle walk. If you don't want to ride, if you're too short to ride the ride, or just don't want to ride the ride, you can do a castle walk and just look at the beautiful queue and then exit before you get to the ride. The ride system's pretty awesome too. The Kuka arm system, they took that kind of Legoland Kuka arm system, where at Legoland you have the Knights ride uses that Kuka arm system, but you're just in one place moving around. And this part, it's a much bigger Kuka arm system. It's a much more advanced system. It's like a kind of a coaster system. It's officially, I guess, a flight simulator system, but it is an incredible dark ride, as I would say the perfect use of screens and animatronics. It's an incredible use of screens and incredible use of animatronics. No overuse of anything, which is fantastic. It is definitely a not to be missed attraction. Absolutely not to be missed when you're at any Universal park that has a Wizarding World of Harry Potter land. And if you're in Orlando, you definitely want to check out these next two, because they are the top two Harry Potter rides on the planet, in my opinion. And the first one is at Universal Studios Florida, and the second one is at Universal Orlando, or Islands of Adventure. And if you know these parks very well, you already know what I'm talking about. So let's get to number 2, and that is at Universal Studios Florida specifically. It's after you get off the Hogwarts Express, you ride on Diagon Alley, and there's one massive icon, Gringotts Bank. Just like Forbidden Journey, the absolutely immersive queue of Escape from the Gringotts is the coaster dark ride attraction, almost like an early version of what a storytelling coaster would be, because there's coaster segments, but then you stop, and then there's like some dark ride segments. It's really cool, and you actually take an elevator to get down to the loading platform, just like you would be taking an elevator to get to the vault in the actual movie, as you see in Deathly Hallows. And it's literally the vehicle is that mine cart that they use to get to each vault, because it's in the movie, it's massive. There's these caves, and there's dragons there. There's a dragon protecting it all, and you actually encounter that dragon, and you encounter Voldemort and Beatrix as you try to go into her vault. In this ride, which is really, really cool. The theming of Gringotts Bank with the animatronic goblins and the marble, it looks like, again, just like with the rest of everything Universal has done with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, it looks like you're stepping straight into the movie, which is just incredible. And it's incredible that Universal is actually putting that effort also into any non-Potter rides as well. There's that same thematic effort, which is, Universal and Comcast do it. Comcast does a fantastic job with the recent additions. I cannot praise them enough. So definitely another Escape from Gringotts is a not to be missed attraction, especially at Universal Studios Florida. It's easily the best thing in that specific park. Not the whole resort, but if you're in just Universal Studios Florida, Escape from Gringotts is clearly the best thing at the park, in Diagon Alley in general. But the best thing in the whole resort, in my opinion, and the best Potter ride of all, is when you crisscrossing the street, or the lagoon, to Islands of Adventure, and you get to Hagrid's Dragon Challenge. Was the previous spot of this coaster, or this previous ride in this spot here. It's a dueling inverted coaster, and everyone loved it. Everyone absolutely loved it. So Universal knew they had to really put in something great to exceed the greatness of a Dragon Challenge here, and they sure did. They put in a high-speed, family-friendly thrill coaster that has it all. 7 launches, has the most launches on any roller coaster. 7 launches. It's themed to Hagrid. You're traveling with Hagrid in the Forbidden Forest. They planted 1,200 trees for this attraction. They have multiple animatronics of Hagrid's pets, including Fluffy. They have a Newt in there, I think, or Scoot. I forgot. These names are kind of, kind of tough. But they have Devil's Snare in there, and that includes a drop track section as well. They have a unicorn, and even a never before seen creature, which I forgot the name of, but it's the one right in the front. And it really is a storytelling coaster. You go on several launches. That's why there's 7 launches, because they start, stop, and it really tells you a story. It also it goes forwards up to 50 miles per hour and backwards. After you go on this massive, you see Fluffy go into this kind of fog, and then you go up this massive spike, and then you fall backwards on the track. You go that for like a few hundred yards or so, then you go into this building, into Devil's Snare, and you go and to the drop track, and then you go down, you go out of the building, then into the seventh and final launch, and then that's when you encounter the unicorn. It is incredibly immersive, no screens whatsoever, all animatronics. It's a roller coaster, and the vehicles are themed like the motorbike with the sidecar. It's again straight out of the movie that they put. It's the most expensive roller coaster in the world or ever built. At I think about $300 million, and you can see each part. That $300 million is really, really well spent, because again it has yet an immersive queue, absolutely immersive queue. It's absolutely beautiful. That is really not to be missed attraction. That's one that I would actually fly to Orlando just to go on, just that attraction alone. So what is your list? What do you guys think of my list, and what is your list of the top 5 Harry Potter attractions in the world? Whether you've been on it or not, you definitely formulate your own list and comment your thoughts, comment your lists below on what you think the top 5 attractions are. And also subscribe for more updates, more theme park updates, more cool videos like this, because I make a video every single day, and when the parks open up, I'll be doing construction updates. I hope you have a lovely, wonderful day, and really a fantastic day as well.